and I wasn't sure if that was, if she like peed on me, or if my water broke, or if I'm like leaking amniotic fluid. Still not quite sure if Aria peed on me or if I peed myself. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So as you can tell by the title of this video, a couple days ago I thought my water broke or that I was leaking amniotic fluid. I didn't know really if that's what it was or if Aria had peed on me. I just wanted to let you guys know kind of what happened and why I thought my water broke. So a couple days ago we were at a pool of a family friend with Hunter's family. I had gotten out of the pool already and changed into my regular clothes, and Aria was still in her swimsuit, and she had been out of the pool for I'd say about 10 minutes, and she comes over to me and she wants me to hold her. So I pick her up and I put her on like the end of my lap, kind of like more closer up to my knees, because obviously she doesn't like fit on my lap very well anymore because of how much my belly's been growing. And then a couple minutes later I just remember thinking in my head like, oh, she's getting me really wet, I need to take her off of my lap. I don't know if that's when I like felt the water or what. I don't know. I guess I felt being wet, but I looked down at my lap and my lap was only really wet where she was sitting, like on my legs. So I took a napkin and I wiped all that off. About 20 to 30 minutes after that, I get up to go to the bathroom and I feel my pants are really wet, like really wet. But it's only right where my crotch was that my pants were really wet. And then I look underneath of the chair and there's like a little pool of water under my chair too. So then I start thinking like, that wouldn't have come from just her swim diaper. I don't know what that was, but that couldn't have been just from how wet she was, because she didn't just come out of the pool or anything. She was out of the pool for a little while. So then I started thinking like, what if my water broke, or what if my amniotic fluid is leaking and I just didn't realize it because she was on my lap? And then I thought about it some more, and then I was trying to think like, well, maybe because it's a swim diaper, they don't really hold in pee. So maybe she just sat on my lap and peed on me, and it like rolled down my legs and back up to my butt. So maybe that could have been it, but I wasn't sure. And because I wasn't sure, I wanted to call the doctor just to see and to kind of go in to get checked, just to make sure that I knew that everything was okay. So I called my mom just to make sure like I was doing the right thing and I wasn't being stupid. So she agreed with me. So I called the doctor. Well, I called the answering service and they paged the on-call doctor for me, and they told me that if I didn't hear back in 15 minutes to call again. 15 minutes went by, I called again, and then they said, okay, well, if you don't hear back in about 10 minutes, call again. 10 minutes went by, I called again, and then they told me if I don't hear back in 20 minutes, call back. And I said, well, okay, but I don't want to be on the phone all night. At what point do I just go into the hospital? Because I just can't keep doing this. If I think it's actually my water that broke, then this is something that could be serious and I need to be checked out. Like, at what point do I just go to the hospital? And the lady was like, well, I can't give medical advice. I'm just part of the answering service. Wow. Thanks for that. I just ended up taking my sister along with me and going into the hospital after I didn't hear back by the time we got to the hospital, it had almost been 2 hours since I didn't hear anything from the doctor. So I've been trying to get in contact with the on-call doctor for the past almost 2 hours. So now my little sister and I we're at the hospital and we're gonna try to get checked out to see if what I was leaking was my daughter's pee or amniotic fluid. So here we go. They were kind of upset. They were very surprised that I didn't hear anything from the doctor, and they were looking at each other like, what? Oh man, well, you can come back, we'll get you checked out. They were super sweet, super nice. My experience at the hospital was great. They took me into a triage room. They hooked me up on the monitors. They did that pH test to make sure, it's like the acidity? That's how you say it, right? They put this little pH strip down there to see if what I was leaking was actually water or was actually amniotic fluid or not. And it turned out it wasn't, so that was good. Well, so far, I think that Aria just peed myself. Or I peed myself, but I think that Aria peed on me while I was sitting on the chair. So all the tests came back normal and negative for amniotic fluid, but she has to wait and hear back from the doctor just to make sure that they don't need to do anything else. And they're getting like some monitor readings on baby to make sure that he is okay and healthy and whatnot, but those are coming back fine too. So looks like I'll be able to go home and keep him in here for a little while longer, which is good. I think that the nurse was trying to convince me that I peed myself, which I know it's possible, and I'm not embarrassed about stuff like that. Well, I mean, unless people see me out in public, that would be embarrassing. But I'm not embarrassed if I go into the hospital and they're like, oh, you peed yourself. Okay, I get it. I'm pregnant. People do that. But I honestly don't think I did. I think Aria must have peed on me or something, because I was peeing so much there. There wouldn't have been that much in my bladder to come out. I really do think that Aria was sitting on my lap and then she just peed and nobody realized it. And then I ended up thinking that it was my water. But it was kind of nice to go into the hospital in a way. I got to see some of the nurses and stuff that I might see in about 2 months when I give birth to my baby, and they were so nice, and I was able to see his heartbeat for like an extended period of time, because when you're in the doctor's office you only get to hear it for a couple seconds. So that was really cool to see too. I did forget to mention that the doctor ended up calling me back when I was getting undressed to get into the hospital bed. Whenever she called back, she was like, hey, just wanted to check and see what's going on. I'm like, oh, well, yeah, well, I actually already went into the hospital because I didn't hear anything back, so. And she was just like, oh, okay, thanks. I'm like, well, you could at least have apologized. Like, I know that you were probably busy taking care of people who needed something more serious than I did, but that's just kind of rude. Like, couldn't you have just said, oh, sorry, honey, I'm glad you went into the hospital, that was the right thing to do, or I don't know, something. Like, that was just kind of irritating. I kind of liked the experience just because it kind of got me excited to be able to go to the hospital for when I'm actually in labor. Now I'm getting excited for that. Now I have to make sure my hospital bag is packed. So that'll be my next project, and I'll do a video of that for you guys too. But I just wanted to share my crazy little experience of me thinking that my water broke. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. It wasn't too serious. I'm so thankful for that. I've been blessed so far with a really healthy pregnancy, and I hope that that all continues until delivery day. And I'm so excited to share with you guys our little baby boy's name. That video will be coming out soon, so make sure you're subscribed and have your channel notifications on if you want to be able to see that video as soon as it comes out. So stay tuned for that. I'll see you guys next week for another video, and pretty soon I'll see you guys for another pregnancy update. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great week. Keep smiling, keep finding the joy. Thanks, guys. Bye! I should probably go brush my teeth. Maybe later. Do you wanna come?